If you were forced to go to war, what kind of person would you want to lead you? What qualities would they have? Well, the truth is you are in a spiritual war every day of your life. And the Bible lays out 12 clear qualifications for those that are called to lead the church and also to teach God's plan for salvation. Let's find out what they are. Hi, my name is Trey Murray, and I am the creator of the YouTube channel, The Only Bible, guiding you to be a better reflection of Jesus Christ. What does the Bible say about church leadership? Well, it says that members should respect church leadership. 1 Thessalonians 5:12 and 13 says, "Now we ask you, brothers, to give recognition to those who labor among you and lead you in the Lord and admonish you, and to regard them very highly in love because of their work. Be at peace among yourselves." The Bible also says that church leaders should have a heart for servanthood. Mark 10:43 through 45 says, "But it must not be like that among you. On the contrary, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first among you must be a slave to all. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life a ransom for many." Church leadership roles should not be taken lightly. James 3:1 says, "Not many should become teachers, my brothers, knowing that we will receive a stricter judgment." What are the types of church leadership? Well, at the head you have the pastor or elder position. Now, early church texts say that these two positions are the same. These words are used interchangeably. So a pastor or an elder would both be good stewards of what the church had, all of its assets, whether that was money or possessions or even the congregation who went there. These would all fall under the headship of the pastor or the elder. You can find the qualifications for a pastor or elder in 1 Timothy 3:1 through 7. The second church leadership role is the deacon. Now, the term deacon literally means servanthood, as I mentioned in my last video. So, a servant then, or a deacon, is there to fulfill any role called upon by the pastor or the elders. And so deacons are merely there to serve others. I know for years in the church, deacons were thought of as some high position, some position that carried some kind of authority. And really there is very little authority to a deacon in most churches. They are literally there to be called on as servants, to be somebody who's there to help other people and to help them along. Although deacons' words do carry quite a bit of weight inside the church, as these people are very highly respected and very well thought of. You can find the qualifications for deacons in 1 Timothy 3, verses 8 through 11. So what is the main role of a good church leader? Well, first and foremost, their role is to serve others, as is called on in Luke 22:26. The second main role is to mentor and encourage others, as is found in 1 Thessalonians 5:14 and 15. And finally, their main role is to teach the gospel, as is found in Ephesians 4:11 through 13. So what are the 12 clear qualifications that I mentioned at the first of the video? Well, those are found in 1 Timothy 3, chapters 1 through 13. The first quality of a good church leader is to be above reproach. That is, not continuing to live in sin and going above and beyond, not doing any kind of behavior that could be looked upon as bad and cause damage or harm to the Christian church. He should be the husband of one wife, meaning that he should not be in a polygamous relationship or be having extramarital affairs. He should be self-controlled. That is, he should be able to withstand the temptation of sin. That is not to say that he won't sin, but that daily sins or reoccurring sins will not be present in the life of a good church leader. He should be sensible. That is, he's not prone to making rash decisions, and that he is not impulsive in his behavior. He should be respectable. That is, he has the respect of the community in which he lives in. He should be hospitable. That is, welcoming people into his life and providing for their needs. Must be an able teacher. This is a big one. You have to be able to teach the message of Christ in order to lead others to Christ. Not addicted to wine. This one's pretty self-explanatory. You can't be an alcoholic. You can't impair your judgment and continue to lead others to Christ. You should not be a bully and should not be quarrelsome. That is, you shouldn't go around imposing your will on others, and you certainly should not go around starting fights. For our God is a God of peace, and we should be good ambassadors, showing kindness to other people. A good church leader cannot be greedy. That is, he must be giving of all of his time, all of his money, all of his efforts. Everything should be a gift to others, not something to be hoarded and used for his own gain. Number 11 is he has to manage his household completely, and he must be thought of with dignity by his children. Paul makes it very clear that if a man can't control his house, how in the world is he going to control the house of God? So he must be able to control his own household. And if his children don't respect him, what makes him think that the rest of the congregation will respect him? So he has to have that dignity of his children to be well thought of by others who are put under his care. Number 12, he must not be a new convert, and he must have a good reputation. New converts to Christianity are very, very prone to temptation. And without that root that we are all told to get into the Word and into Jesus himself, without that kind of root, then we're prone, just like a tree with no roots, to be blown over every time a strong wind comes along. So a good church leader is going to have those deep, strong roots in the Bible and those deep, strong roots in a relationship with Christ in order to help grow the church in a very strong manner. And again, the reputation is everything, especially then, but even more so now. We see all the time pastors of big mega churches and famous people all over who claim to be Christians fall so hard whenever they do sin, and it's so public in the public eye. So when you don't have a good reputation, it brings bad repute to the rest of Christianity. A good church leader is going to be mindful of that with every decision he makes, especially those decisions that are done in public. Now, I know I said that there were 12, but there's actually a 13th, and it's for deacons alone. Deacons must have a wife who mirrors these same qualities. They must do that in order to not bring bad repute to the house of that deacon, and thereby bringing bad repute to the house of God. Now, this is, of course, given that we translate the word that is for wives or women to wives. If indeed you translate this to women, then it would mean that all of these qualities must be possessed by any woman who holds the office of deacon. There are 12 qualities that I mentioned that every good church leader must have. And if they follow these 12 qualities, 13 for deacons, then they will be a very fine, a very good teacher, and somebody that God will look at and say, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." Because after all, isn't that what every Christian strives to achieve? I thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, it means you probably like this video. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and like and subscribe. Then tell your friends about it. If you enjoyed it, maybe they will too, and you can help me grow this channel. Together, we can learn to be the only Bible some people will ever read. Thank you so much. Take care, and God bless.